Now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puclpodcast.
It's PucL! PucL! It's PucL! PucL! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! PucL! PucL.
Welcome to another episode of the PUCL Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here today with my spectacular co-host. I've got the one and only Lord Jushiro.
Some say I'm Jushi-san.
You are Juicy-san. And then I've also got Seth Vilo.
Some say I forgot that Jushiro does that intro format and I didn't think of one quick enough.
Welcome to the PUCL Podcast. PUCL, of course, standing for the Pokemon Underground Champions League, a nonsensical name we came up with in 2007, where we talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between.
Everything.
Everything. Even not
Absolutely.
Pokemon.
The chagrin of many.
You know what I thought about today? I thought about how the 1000th Pokemon is a piece of string cheese. It was just an intrusive thought that came into my head today.
I tell you what, though, on the topic of string cheese, there's a brand that has a smoked string cheese that I had many years ago.
Okay, this sounds really good, actually. Continue.
Right. I had it several years ago, and I bought like a ton of it, and I loved it, and it actually made me eat cheese like in that format.
It made you eat it. It made you eat it.
For like 4 to 6 years, something like that. I have not seen it anywhere, and now all of a sudden it's back, but it's calling itself a new flavor, never before seen.
Never before seen. It's like the Dorito flavor.
I don't know if I gaslit myself or what happened.
These are just Dorito flavors, Seth. You're just discovering Doritos.
I was a half step away from getting my dad, who's gone to like smoking meat adult man college.
Yeah.
Just handing him 5 pounds of mozzarella stick, cheese stick things and being like, Dad, make them taste smoky.
Make them
like
smoky.
Millennial.
Now I don't have to. Now I can just buy my own like an adult.
Buy it.
Welcome to Pokemon, the cheese podcast.
PUCL,
the
Pokemon Underground Cheese League. That's what we are.
We're talking sandwiches and how to make them and where you put the smoked cheese.
I like the Dagwood.
Do you not?
I like a good Dagwood. You know.
Yeah.
I like. It's just that's where we're at. We're eating Dagwoods and drinking soup.
Yep.
That's how this works.
Heck yeah.
Pokemon wise, I don't know that I've done too much this week other than like play. Oh, I did the Nuzlocke this week. I do the Nuzlocke every week.
Nice.
It's going well. It's better than my last attempt at X and Y. So
good.
I don't know. Like I feel like most Nuzlocks, you get to a point like it's mid game where the game is just no longer scary.
Yeah, you're set up.
Yeah, and I'm there. Like I'm there right now. Like we're at the point where it's just like, yeah, these are probably our team members. Barring like I forgot that Gyarados had flamethrower in this part of the game, like it's something like that.
What game was it again?
It was X and Y.
XY. Okay, so there is the physical special. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was randomly curious. Forgot.
Yeah. So the physical special split exists. Yeah, but like you have like something out that's like. I don't know, like you have like a Magneton or something against a Gyarados. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win, and then the flamethrower comes out, and you're just like, oh
no, I forgot the dragons breathe fire.
And X and Y is pretty cheeky about a lot of that, because
that's fair, yeah.
X and Y is so their movesets aren't so typically in Pokemon games when you play through the movesets on the Pokemon are just moves that the Pokemon like the most recent 4 moves it gets in the learn set. By level. That's typically what it is. But in X and Y, they don't always go by that. They have a lot of like sneaky things. Yeah.
I noticed that a little bit too on a playthrough of I think it was just straight up like Ruby Sapphire or something like that. It might have been Oraz, but I noticed that a lot of things that should not necessarily be able to hit Shedinja totally can.
Yeah.
So they thought of that.
Yeah, I absolutely they have. Yeah. But yeah, it's very weird. Like, especially, I didn't realize how much I think game designers actually, at least when Shredder's in the game, they design around it.
It appears the game designers designed the game. I can't believe it.
No, they design around Shredder though. Like, they make sure that there's something that can hit Shredder.
I'm sure the people on Twitter though are smarter.
we found a small what is it? So like I was looking at the Elite Four for X and Y, right?
Right.
And we had caught an Inkeda in the game on stream, right? I was like, oh, cool, we can get Shredder.
Oh yeah, you were talking about this.
This will be awesome. And so I was just like, okay, what can Shredder wall in this game? It's got to be able to wall like a gym leader or something, right?
Nothing.
No, it's like he can do the Steel type Elite Four member. And that's about it. And it's like one Pokemon on this team. It's not even his whole team.
Yeah, because doesn't he have an Aegislash?
Yeah, he just has a bunch of Pokemon that either have like a Ghost or a Dark move. Like a lot of Pokemon just have Dark moves in the game.
What is his like deal now? Like, if you're gonna use him, what's the point of him?
Nothing. I'm not gonna use him. He's in the box.
I mean,
the Ninkata never got to evolution.
Game, so I don't even. Yeah.
Fun.
It never got to the. I mean, you could just not die, and that's like the fun of it, I guess.
Yeah. That's the gimmick. I mean, I'm kind of glad that I don't have to deal with Air Balloon, Shedinja, Terra, Electric.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I also miss it. That would have been stupid.
Or fun. No, but I mean, like, competitively, what's his point?
Oh, Shedinja, when it's in the game, does surprisingly well, typically.
One of the best places it
not
does
in
well.
the game now, right? I forgot.
Yeah, it's not in Gen 9, but in Gen 8, like, it saw a lot of competitive play, especially in, like, VGC.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because not everybody's specking to, like, take out Shedinja. There's, like, always a time in the meta where Shedinja just reigns supreme. Like, a good example would be when, like, Zacian was really popular last gen, in Gen 8, in VGC. Zacian typically didn't carry a move that would hit Shedinja. It would run Behemoth Blade, play rough, and then maybe Wild Charge, and then Protect. And so none of those moves hit Shedinja. So you could just play Shedinja, and Zacian can't touch it. And one of the better moves that's appeared recently in the past few generations of Pokemon in VGC is Ally Switch. Where you can swap the Pokemon position. So you could always do this thing where, Shedinja's in that spot now. Oh, sorry, you didn't do anything.
Oh my. Okay. So, I see now why it's not in the game.
I mean, it would be terrible with Terra typing, right? Like Terra, Electric, Air Balloon, Shedinja doesn't work. I think what you do is you make Wonder Guard not work when you're Terra'd. I think that's literally the simple solution.
Right.
Yeah.
That like you just do that. Like Wonder Guard has this new stipulation that when you're Terra'd, you can't. It doesn't have an effect.
It doesn't work.
It's fine. It's going away after this generation anyway.
I don't know. I'm still hoping. A little part of me. Well, one, I'm pretty confident that like Megas are coming back for Gen 10. Yeah, I'm pretty confident because there's going to be like one or two new Megas at least in Z to A, and they're not going to let you just like keep those on Z to A. They're going to want you to play with those in like a mainline Pokemon game, right. Kind of like Hisui and Zoroark and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah.
But you'll be very informed how painful it is and how you're abusing them.
That's fine. I'm okay with it. I like that lore. And so I assume they're just going to be like, oh yeah, Megas are back, in some capacity in Gen 10. And part of me is kind of hoping we do this. Like, I would be perfectly okay with like every mechanic being in Gen 10. Like, I would be perfectly okay with it.
Man, everybody's here. That would be so amazing.
Dynamax can sit out. That's fine, but like
Mega Terra, Dynamax, Rayquaza holding
be in the game and just suck.
I think it would limit you to only one if you did it. Like, say you're holding a Z Crystal, you can't Terra, you can't Dynamax, right? I think that's how that would work out.
But that would completely eliminate like people wanting to do the Gigantamax or C moves. If you get to choose, you will always choose the Mega Evolution, I guess.
Well, no. So you can still like Mega another Pokemon, but you could Z move another Pokemon, and you could.
You mean one of each?
Yeah, like the Pokemon would be restricted. Like if you're holding a Z Crystal,
Gotcha.
And like Mega Rayquaza, even though it's not holding a Mega Stone, wouldn't be able to Dynamax. It wouldn't be able to. It wouldn't be able to use a Z move. I mean, this is already a thing that's implemented in Sun and Moon, right? Mega Rayquaza can't use a Z move.
Right.
I just want to see a new damage cap of like highest amount of damage dealt to a level 1 Paris.
Yes.
You always love chaos.
I do.
But I think you can only do. I think that's how you implement it. You can only do one, right? Sure, maybe you could use all 4 in the same battle, but they have to be with 4 different Pokemon.
I guess it could be something other than Paris now. What else is weak to flying? A fighting bug. A fighting bug that's been trick or treated. Also have grass typing. Triple weak to flying.
So you think? I don't think Paris wins that though, right? Well, no, maybe you would get it on like Heracross. Oh, maybe Pheromosa. Those defenses are pretty bad.
Yeah, level 1 Pheromosa.
Yeah.
And then you just nuke it with Dragon Ascent.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Terra Mega Gigantamax boosted Mega Rayquaza. A new number. We discovered a new number.
Yeah.
The firepower that the Pokemon universe allows 10-year-olds to have.
It glitches and the Pheromosa evolves into Kangaskhan for some reason.
Oh my gosh. All right. So I would typically ask you guys what you did, but we talked a while. So
nothing.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to kick it on over to the news. So let's cue that epic music. Welcome to the news. In the news, we've got a few things to talk about. First and foremost, we've got the news that Nintendo's music app added Legends Arceus music to their catalog, which is really cool. But also, you could get a life-size Gardevoir plush now. So,
yikes!
That's something. Yikes! Yikes is right. Yeah, this thing is. It exists. I
think
it's going to.
I think it's 5 feet tall. How
that doesn't make me feel better. I am looking forward to the Pokemon Center photo shoots with this. I don't know if you guys have seen like the Lucario, like the life-size Lucario in Pokemon Center.
But there's like they're out there, like.
It's hilarious. Like the Lucario's just like holding a towel in the kitchen, and then there's another one where the person's sleeping, and the Lucario has their hand on its head. And I'm just like, I don't know if I want this thing to be alive. Like it's like some real Toy Story weirdness, you know?
Pokemon spent too much time
trying to figure out whether
you're a day in the life. Yeah.
Right. Whether if they can do it, they didn't stop to think whether they should have done it.
Yeah, exactly. Whether they should, right? Yeah, so that exists. Somebody's going to be happy.
The sales for that Gardevoir will immediately decide whether or not we have a Lupani
Gallade
version soon.
A Gallade?
No, a Luponi.
That's the wrong thing. I found the picture, but I sent it. I sent the wrong picture. That's not the right picture. There you go.
in less disturbing news, Pokemon Home updated. Wow.
Yay.
With some maintenance, and it added 2 new Dex completion rewards. You can get Shiny Manaphy for finishing the BDSP Dex, and you can get a Shiny Enamorus for finishing the Pokemon Legends Arceus Pokedex.
Oh.
Isn't that cool? In Pokemon Home, of course.
Yes, actually. Yeah. That is very cool. That is a good incentive.
No, they're doing some like cool stuff on Home with this. Like all they need to do is add like a battle simulator.
The Meloetta was through Home too, right?
The Shiny Meloetta was through Home. That was for finishing, I believe, the Scarlet and Violet Pokedex. And there's a Magearna for finishing like the national decks.
Oh well, guess I got stuff to do.
Heck yeah,
it's actually really cool. So I mean, it gives you a reason to like finish those games too and finish the Pokedex.
Yeah, because I think the Pokemon have to be like from a game.
They have to be from that game. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't just drop the Pokemon in and say, "Yeah, check the box."
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they have to be from that game. So it's actually really cool.
It is.
It's very cool. So I am all for it. Yeah, to receive these Pokemon, you have to complete the Pokedexes and then confirm your completion in the Games tab. You don't actually have to transfer them in. You have to complete the Pokedex on the game, though.
Oh, okay. That's good.
It's very cool. So yeah, Shiny Manaphy and Shiny Enamorus. Like, that's a first time to get Shiny Enamorus, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
Still lock Shiny Enamorus to like PLA completion though, which I find very funny.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's very cool. All right, in other news, there's a flying Terra Eevee that's going to be distributed in the West for Pokemon Day starting February 7th to the 27th. In the US, you can get that code or the distribution from GameStop or Best Buy. The event is also available for Canadians at GameStop and Toys R Us, which they lied to us and said it was gone. But it's available everywhere in the US.
In Canada.
It's in Canada. It's in Japan. I've been to one in Japan. And there's an EB game, and also in Australia you can get the EB games. Not sure why it's a Prismatic Evolution tie-in, but I guess they.
It's because we're about to get a new flying Eevee announced.
That's
for
why. That's
Pokemon
why.
ZA.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a new evolution in Z to A. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm sure...
Like if they're gonna do it, they might do it here.
No.
Yeah.
Let's no.
Yeah.
Why CA though?
Why not?
And if it's in Kalos, wouldn't that make even less sense?
I stand by the comment that I made on Joe Merrick's tweet recently where he said, like, what's your predictions for Pokemon Day? And I said, 6 Cafe Remix updates reminding us that ZA exists and nothing.
Right. Is this, like, drought worse than it's ever been? Side note.
No.
It's been,
Sorry.
No.
It has been like a full year, I think, now, since ZA was announced, and then we've gotten nothing in between there, which feels weird. But
you got TCG Pocket. That's something.
I mean, like, specifically for that game, though. Like, between announcement and the next piece of news has been a full year.
Yeah, I'm unsurprised by that. But
I am too.
I also think that they're trying to be very intentional with how they do things now, right? And instead of just like, here's a game, let's keep churning the bicycle out, you know?
Right.
I think they're trying. Hopefully. I think they actually. I do think they took everything, like the performance of Scarlet and Violet, to heart.
I mean, the performance of Scarlet and Heart, it was like they
apparently
sold
not, or else they'd have released a half-baked ZA game in October.
No, they learned from it. That's what I'm saying. They learned from it.
Oh, okay.
But nothing wrong came out of it. Of Scarlet, I mean, in the sense that for them as a developer, like they sold them all.
Yeah.
No.
But
I don't see how they.
Yeah, you're thinking like an American Jushiro.
That is true.
No. Like Japan has like this like weird sense of honor. I don't know if you've noticed, but Nintendo makes like really illogical business decisions.
Yeah. I think the whole world has a sense of honor that
American head around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, either way, they also announced 5-star Milcery raids for Valentine's Day weekend. If you're wondering why this was announced so far in advance, that's because Japan is also giving away pins to 1,000 of their players who participate. They're also doing the same for a Splatoon Splatfest and playing Animal Crossing. But you can actually get those.
And also, like, why Milcery though for Valentine's Day?
Because candy. What are you talking about?
Candy, done. Easy peasy.
Okay.
Lemon squeezy.
It's a little cute Pokemon that has vaguely Valentine's Day candy theme to it.
Okay. Fair enough. I just thought it was milk.
Nope.
With a candy. That's how you evolve it.
Okay.
All right.
I'm stuck on the milk, though. But
let's transition to some Pokemon Go news, Jushiro. How'd you tell me about some Pokemon Go?
Let's do that before we get this worse. On Pokemon Go, we got the community day is this Sunday, and we'll feature Shelby. And
Shelby? Did you call it Shelby?
No, not again! Not again!
Forever Shelby, I'm sorry. And Carablast Escalier gets Racer Cell, a Cellgore, and gets Energy Ball.
Ooh.
What was the other thing that we did? What was it?
Shelby.
What was the other thing last time you and I were on? Just
something Skitterby.
Oh, Pheasant Skibbity and Shelby.
What
you can get that Shelby in Pokemon Go this time around.
Someone posted something. I forget where. Maybe it was in general on Discord, but someone was like Jushiro and Seth inflicting psychic damage to Thatch for an hour and a half with Shelby and Pheasant Skibbity.
Well, now's your chance to get Shelby in Pokemon Go at the community day this Sunday, alongside Carablast. Sorry, guys. Friday episodes are just gonna be this crazy. The strong yet small event runs the 5th through the 8th and features a bunch of small Pokemon that have increased chances of being XXS or XSL. It's also at a shiny Nimble.
You also get 3x XP for catching Pokemon that day.
Oh, cool.
And
nice.
even 2 times catching candy. And you get
Nice.
double the chance to get an XL candy if you're above level 31. So that's
very
pretty cool.
nice.
Heck
And
yeah.
There's one more there for you, Jushiro.
Is there?
Yep.
Is
There's
there?
one more piece. There's one more piece there.
Is there?
There is. Yeah, the strong
The
yet small
shiny
event.
nimble?
Oh wait. Oh my
The what?
gosh. I wasn't
That's
paying
what we
attention.
just talked about.
I'm so sorry. Seth, how about you talk about this next thing?
Yeah. That's what you were referring to. Yeah. Next up, we've got TCG news. So the next wave, everybody. So get your fighting hands ready because the next round of Prismatic Evolutions product launches this Friday. If you remember, they were doing a staggered release of products throughout the year, and the next 2 items are the Prismatic Evolutions Surprise Box, which has 4 booster packs in it, a box to hold everything and dividers and everything, so it's kind of like an ETB. But it also has 1 of 9 randomly selected foil promo cards with a special logo.
This is gonna be terrible.
Featuring
This is terrible.
one of the EVs.
I don't like this already.
So get your fighting hands ready to get Costco at 6 a.m.
Also,
other item.
tins are there. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was about to jump in.
I
You're
burned
good.
it.
You're good. It's whatever. At
fine.
this point, when the
fine.
show comes out, it'll be in the past. Time warp. But like Thatch said, the Evolutions mini tin are coming out. Those have 2 booster packs in them, a coin, and an art card showing art from the tins. You can line them all up, and they all make a little pretty picture thing to put together.
I
So.
do like the tins. I'm sad I will
The
never
tins
get
are
to see
cool.
them. I will never get to see these tins, but
Yeah.
their tins are cool.
Not unless
I
you
mean,
pay
you might
like
find the
ridiculous
Leafeon
amount of money.
one.
You might find the Leafeon one. I want the Umbreon one though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Right. You and the rest of the scammers.
And tell me about it. I'm not a
Interesting how
scammer.
they're
Don't
all-
say that about me.
They're all
Oh, no.
on stones. I'm looking at the rock. I'm looking at the Evolution Mini Tins picture, and they're all on stones, which makes sense for some of them. But I didn't know there was a friendship stone. Sylveon's standing on a pink rock, the friendship stone. Flareon's standing on a fire stone, obviously, but what the heck? The moon stone. Whatever. But yeah, those are the 2 products that are coming out there.
Yay.
Other TCG news is that we're going to have to rename Pokemon TCG Pocket to Pokemon CG Pocket with all of everything that's going on because people are not happy about how trading is done. And
I believe that.
there actually has been, in the last, as of recording, couple of hours, a statement came out from Pokemon TCG Pocket's official accounts and everything saying, hey, y'all, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing here. Hey, y'all, we hear you. We will be looking at this and looking at ways to improve the feature to address concerns. Apparently, the reason that they had it so very crazy restrictive was to prevent abuse from bots and other prohibited actions using multiple accounts, end quote.
Okay,
So-
I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Why does that matter?
I don't know.
Why does that... I'm so confused why that matters.
It's the
I don't know either.
I assume it's to prevent people from like selling cards online.
I mean, whatever. Sure. Okay. We can't have people selling cards
it's fine.
online that aren't real and don't exist.
It's
must.
fine.
It's
It's fine.
but I get it. Sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe. So that's the reasoning, though, and they're gonna look into it. So at least we're getting that out of them, like saying that they're gonna actively look
they're gonna do something.
improve it.
Right. At least they're responsive.
Yeah. So
All right. Well,
yeah, that's TCG news.
I think that is going to be it for our news today. We're going to move Puckle's Pokey Opinion today. You'll see where. So keep listening if you like that part. We're going to go ahead, though, and we're going to kick it on over to Puckle's Pokey Quiz. We're going to quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge. Welcome to our Pokey Quiz. Thank you for that intro, It might not be on the video, but it's in the audio version of the podcast. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump into it. We have our Poke Quiz, so let's jump into our first question this week, guys. Our first question this week is gonna come to you from Smeargle19.
Let's do this.
Who was the first Pokemon in the animated series to demonstrate an ability?
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Oh is right. Yeah.
To demonstrate an ability?
Yep.
I feel like I remember an episode where Brock and Misty were talking, or Brock and someone was talking in the bench, and they were like, "Oh, that's Pikachu static," or something like that. And at least me, that was the first time where I was like, "Whoa, they acknowledge abilities."
I want to ask, is this like in an official capacity or something that would later become an ability?
I mean, technically it would later become an ability.
Because my thinking is something stupid like, what was it? Rhydon using its horn as a lightning rod?
Right.
Or Rhyhorn using its horn as... No, Rhydon, I think.
It was Rhydon.
Yeah, Rhydon using its horn as a lightning rod is its ability, Lightning Rod. I don't...
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know how this was approached in the Discord. I'm going to be honest with
either.
you. I'll tell you that one's not the answer that I have.
Dang it.
So
okay. We at least know that. So I'm going to assume that it's probably the first official time an ability was referenced.
Right.
Probably, yes.
Like Jushiro saying, Brock sitting on the side, that's Pikachu's ability.
Right. It was like, and they explained it like, that's the ability. And I'm like, well, that's the first time you ever acknowledged this in your 57 seasons.
It would have to be Gen 3 or beyond, obviously.
Right.
Mewtwo, the
I
first movie, because of the pressure.
I don't know why. Pressure.
This is the first Pokemon, not the first.
No, not the first ability.
The first Pokemon. Ability. The answer is the Pokemon. Okay.
Maybe Pichu. I fairly remember. Maybe it's a Pichu thing.
Pichu?
Yeah, like Pichu caused static on someone. I don't know. I'm just rolling with it. You might have better insight.
I don't know, honestly. Pikachu or Pichu feels like a good answer, but I'm not positive.
I mean, other than that, we're just shooting
to the wind.
The dark here.
Yeah, I'm good with saying Pichu because you've got some kind of inkling and I have nothing, so good with that.
All right,
YOLO.
Pichu is unfortunately incorrect.
It was Rhydon after all. Dang
it was Rhydon. No, it was Kecleon. In Pokemon in the Pokemon Gold and Silver series, it actually used color change. We did at the end have a Kecleon show up in like the final battles in Mount Silver, and it did demonstrate the color change ability then. So I think that's what we're referencing here.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Got it. That makes sense. I don't feel bad.
Yeah, I never would have guessed that.
You shouldn't. All right. Your next question is from Liger. What core series game has the lowest maximum level available for a wild Pokemon?
Oh.
Well, repeat the question one more time.
What core series game has the lowest maximum level available for a wild Pokemon?
Oh, lowest maximum. Okay.
Maximum, yeah.
So like Diamond and Pearl, I'm going to give you a free one. It would not count because you can catch a level 100 Magikarp.
Yeah, and the Regigigas, I think, was level 100. I don't know. But yeah, like Platinum and them are out because Magikarp was both level 1 and 100. So
Right. Well, I don't know why my mind is giving me Region 3, Generation 3. Hoenn or Generation 5 because they're both kind of like reboots.
Okay.
But that's as far as I go.
So what level was Rayquaza available at in there? I think it was like
that's a good question.
70?
It is like 70. I forgot about legendaries.
Yeah. Because that's a wild, technically.
Yeah.
What about like gold and sapphire? Not gold and sapphire, gold and silver. Oh my gosh.
They are 2 gens in 1.
They're all at the same time. What was the highest level there? Mewtwo. Mewtwo was high. So that's
He's
I
always
think the same.
70 also, right?
In gold?
Yeah, he's always 70. Right? Isn't he? Because you go to the cave?
Wait. No, he's not there, I think, in gold and silver.
Am I thinking I'm thinking Gen 1. I'm an idiot. I don't know.
I'm gonna need an answer here, guys.
It's not Gen 4. It's not Gen 5 because Gen 5 is probably stupid. Like half of them didn't even evolve until level 80 anyway.
I need an answer.
I want to go just with gold silver because why not?
Sure. Yeah.
Gold silver. Oh, there's the whole Kanto.
I'm gonna give you gold and silver.
Okay.
The answer is specifically crystal. Gold and silver don't count. They get tied up with everybody else with a level 70 legendary. However, crystal version is special because you get to, instead of catching one of the legendaries in the story and then the one after the story, both legendaries are post game. Ho-Oh and Lugia. And they actually come in at level 60 instead of level 70 in crystal. So, I mean, right track. So I'll give it to you. I'll give you the point.
Okay, cool.
I played Crystal. That was the last game I played last year for Pokemon. And
Sorry to hear that.
Not even click that.
Oh. All right. Well, your next question is your Pokedex entry question, as always. This is going to come to you from Spoo522. This first entry comes to you from Pokemon White. And it says, they avoid attacks by sinking into the shadows of thick foliage. They retaliate with masterful whipping techniques. Who's that Pokemon?
Ooh.
Repeat again?
They avoid attacks by sinking into the shadows of thick foliage. They retaliate with masterful whipping techniques.
Sounds like a Tangela to me.
Yeah?
Tangrowth.
Yeah. I feel like Tangela more than Tangrowth because Tangrowth is big and talks about how it likes to rip its arms off or whatever.
Right.
Tangela feels good. My brain can't get off of Zarude, which I know is wrong, but it's sticking in my head.
I can't think of anyone else that does the whipping.
Yeah. That's the other part of it too, yeah, because weird forest Pokemon that specifically whips, like that's trying to think of things that learn power
Tangela, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm good with Tangela. I feel like that's a good guess.
Let's try Tangela.
Tangela is incorrect. Your next entry is going to come to you from Pokemon Violet.
Ooh.
Its one weakness is its inflated sense of pride. It takes a while for this Pokemon to be able to cooperate with other Pokemon.
Sense of
what?
Pride.
Its one weakness is its inflated sense of pride. It takes a while for this Pokemon to be able to cooperate with other Pokemon.
Wait, no.
It sounds so familiar.
I know, right? What game did the first one come from again?
Pokemon White.
Okay, dang, what? Not that one then. Is it? No.
Scraggy?
Is it Mienshao?
Mienshao.
Mienshao with the long sleeve shirt that it uses to whip people with?
Are we going with Mienshao?
I feel like that might be good. That feels like a prideful Pokemon. It's just like, I'm pretty, everyone needs to listen to me, kind of a thing.
I thought it was always gave like a Shaolin monk type of feel.
Maybe. That may be it. I don't know.
It whips with like vines as well. Don't forget that part.
You're right. Those arm things aren't vines. Dang it. Thank you. That was about to be bad. Prideful Pokemon with vines.
With vines. Oh my god.
In the woods. People are screaming at their cars.
I'm gonna need some kind of guess. You could get a hint as well.
I mean, we have gotten a question wrong.
At this point, what the hell?
YOLO.
YOLO. This is a grass-type Pokemon.
Oh,
Wow.
From Generation 5. And one of the Pokemon in this evolution line might have had a nickname by the community that had something to do with pride. About how smug they were.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to think. So it's one of the leaves, one of the snakes.
One of the leaves.
One of the leaves.
Snakes.
Is it superior? That's a prideful thing. Or like somewhere in that family.
Right. Yeah.
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 I'll go
second evolution for that.
Servine.
You think it's
Servine?
Servine?
Is that what you're locking in?
Yeah.
Servine is correct.
Yeah.
Wow. Good job, guys.
Sublime's so mad at us. At least it wasn't Snivy.
You guys are 2 for 3, so your next question is worth up to 3 points for you. There are 14 answers.
Oh my gosh.
So
okay.
what I'm gonna
name every Pokemon.
Could you name every Pokemon that starts with the letter X?
Oh, you're a Pokemon fan? Name every Pokemon.
There are 14 answers here.
14 answers. Okay.
You're up for 3 points. So what I'm gonna do to be pretty fair, because 14's a lot of answers, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you you can get a point for every 3 that you give me. The other 5 are just bonus. There are 3 strikes and then you're out.
3 strikes.
So are you ready? Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Let me finish typing up my note document so I don't lose track. I am ready.
All right, your question comes from Still Drowsy.
Now I know who to go after.
What are the 14 Pokemon that are able to change forms in battle due to abilities?
Oh.
They can change form in battle due to abilities.
Oh, okay. I feel less bad.
Yeah.
So.
Fishy, the Wishy-Washy.
About to say Fishy's not a Pokemon.
Fishy is not a Pokemon, neither is Pheasant Skibidi.
Made me change his name.
Wishy-Washy, yep, that's one of them. Though.
Wishy-Washy, that's correct. Yeah, that's one.
In battle due to an ability.
Yes,
that's the wording.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Even if it switches out, it counts, right? It doesn't have to be actively on screen.
Yes.
Due to an ability. So
there's one Pokemon. Cast form is correct. That's another one. Yeah, let's do.
Palafin for that question.
Palafin is correct. That is 3. That's
1 point. What else?
And now here we are at the impasse.
No. We know more.
Yeah, we do. For sure. Zygarde.
Right. Cherub.
Zygarde and Cherub. That's 5. That's 5.
Who else? Ooh. I forgot the name of it.
Describe
the hangry Pikachu.
Oh, Morpeko. No, not Morpeko.
No, wait. Is it the hangry one that gets?
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Morpeko is correct. That's 6. You get 3 more and you get all the points.
Okay.
Mimikyu. Does that count as a form?
Technically, yeah.
What is it? What did you say?
Mimikyu.
Yeah. Mimikyu does count.
Here we go.
Good.
What else?
Good.
That is 7.
Aegislash.
Aegislash, yeah.
Aegislash is on my list, yeah. That is 8.
What else? We can do this.
Oh yeah, we're fine.
Mm-hmm. I believe in you.
Mega Evolutions don't count, right?
Mega Evolutions, those aren't abilities.
Those aren't abilities.
I know.
Are Reshiram and Zekrom on there?
Do they change mid-battle?
Yes.
Then yes.
I don't know if it's due to the ability or due to how they're animated, but like the lights turning on them. You know what I mean? Like both Q-Rems, Reshiram and Zekrom.
Those aren't forms.
This guy, from
that one Pokemon, yeah, that guy.
No, Necrozma. Doesn't he change his form?
Not due to ability.
Right.
Yeah.
That would be due to a move, probably.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Well, yeah, due to the move there, or like eating another Pokemon.
Wow. Oh man, this is a fun question. I want to try to get
a fun question.
I only need one more. I only need one more for you guys.
I know.
I know, but we want to give you more.
You're missing one that like I would say immediately, and it's impressive.
I know. I feel really silly because I know there's something that's extremely obvious.
Yeah, for sure. Who else? Oh my god, we can do this.
I keep getting stuck on things that aren't due to ability. That's what's getting me.
That's that same here. Yeah, I'm thinking of
There's one I can really think of that I'm amazed you haven't gotten.
One due to ability that he can really think of.
Now I'm starting to think of just like abilities. What are abilities that are weird?
What are abilities even?
What are abilities?
This guy, shaming doesn't change mid battle though. No,
it can, but not due to ability.
Yeah.
If it gets frozen in battle in sky form, it becomes land form.
Okay.
There's a couple I'm amazed you're not getting, but continue.
I know. Are there other legends?
Obvious
like
one?
other legends?
I don't know. I'm not telling you that answer.
He's not telling us.
Oh, Milueta.
Meloetta. Oh yeah.
No, is that
that's a move.
Meloetta would be I'm gonna give that as your first strike because that's a move, not an ability. That's a relic song.
Fair. Oh man, I know we need to finish this, but this is such a fun question.
I need an answer, guys.
Oh, we know.
We know.
Well, I need it. I need it. We're making content here, guys. Okay.
Just look at the camera and then be like,
anybody else?
Hello.
I can't believe.
Watch them struggle. Watch them struggle.
Oh my god. Doesn't the shadow boxing one?
The shadow.
He's the mythical. I forgot his name.
Not due to ability. Not due to ability.
Come on, guys. There are like 8 of them left, or 7 of them left. Marshadow's wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I was saying not Marshadow because he was talking about that one.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give you 20 seconds, and if I don't have an answer, it's game over. We can't keep them in an eye like this.
In a sec. Ditto. Oh god.
No, Ditto with the ability.
It changes form into the imposter.
That does not count.
What do you mean it doesn't count? That's a very different form.
That's an inventive answer, but not
technically correct. The best kind of correct.
I'm out. Sorry. Can't think of anything else.
Is there something else that's Mimikyu like that when it breaks? Oh my god, Zoroark. Kind of.
Oh my god, yeah.
I'm gonna give you that, but it's not the right answer.
It's not a no, don't give it to us.
I was gonna give it to you to end this pain. So 3 points. Here, 6. Have your 3 points.
Something.
You're missing so cast form you got. You did not get Darmanitan.
Oh yeah.
You did get Cherim. You got Aegislash. You got Wishy Washy. You did not get Minior. You did not get Cramorant. You did get Mimikyu. You got Palafin. You got Morpeko. You got Zygarde. You didn't get Ice Q.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You didn't get Greninja.
That's an obvious one that we should have. Yeah, that was definitely a mistake.
And then you didn't get Terapagos.
Oh.
I was thinking of Terapagos, but I thought it was counting as a terraform, and thus, if terraform doesn't include, I can't name all of them.
Well, you were wrong.
Makes it Terra when it first comes in, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I don't feel bad about those ones.
All right. Yeah. Well, Darmanitan, you don't feel bad about Darmanitan?
No,
not as much as Greninja. I do feel for Greninja.
Well, we're moving on. This last questions are base stat question as always. It's from the Afterman. Which fully evolved Pokemon with the ability Moxie has the lowest base attack?
Ooh, okay.
Fascinating.
fully evolved with Moxie. I can think of 3 off the bat. Salamence, 4 off the bat. Salamence, Gyarados, Scrafty, and Crocodile. Of those 4, Scrafty has the lowest. I think it's like 100.
Then yeah, that sounds pretty legit.
Is there other things with Moxie though?
Not that I can recall. Those you named all the ones that are on the top of my head. I know who else has Moxie. Wasn't there like a dog from Gen 9 that had Moxie?
But a dog from Gen 9. There might have been.
Yeah, I might be thinking about another Pokemon.
But that I think
from
has
what you mentioned,
it's
the lowest attack though. You said right?
Yeah. Lowest attack.
The first one you mentioned was special attack based. Which one was that?
Gyarados? Gyarados, Salamence, Crocodile. All of those have really high attack stats.
Right. Salamence, yeah.
Salamence 135, Gyarados 125, Crocodile like 115. Scrafty though is a defensive guy, not an offensive guy, so it might be like 90 or 100.
Okay, that's fair. Fully evolved though, so it's the evolution.
Yeah, Scrafty. Scraggy is the baby.
Scraggy, right.
I'm going to need an answer here, guys.
I'm good with Scrafty. I can't think of other Moxie users right now.
Yeah.
YOLO, Scrafty.
Scrafty is unfortunately incorrect.
Of course it is.
The answer, so Scrafty is the number 2, tied with Mightyena with a base stat of 90, so don't feel bad. But this is a Pokemon that I think everybody forgets has Moxie because it never uses it, and that is Pyroar. Pyroar gets it, and its base attack is 68.
I don't feel bad about that question at all.
Yeah, me either.
But you guys got 5 points for that today.
Pyroar.
So,
hey, I take them. I thought it was going to be way roar.
Pyroar, why roar?
I'm fact checking that. That feels false. Oh,
it's
no,
68.
It is. Dang it.
That one's easy to fact check. So we did it. But you guys got 5 points today. So that does add to your totals. And it does bring both of you into the top 4 for the end of the year. So that's always good. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to get you that. In first place now we have Seth Vilo with 23 points.
Yippee!
In second place, we've got not Jushiro. We've got our Sigma with 21 points.
Are you sure it's not Jushiro?
Number 3 is Jushiro though, with 18.
Okay.
Hey, number 5 is Sublime with 15, or number 4 is Sublime with 15. Number 5 is Claude with 14. In 6th, we've got Linian with 8. In 7th, we've got Whimsicott with 6, as well as Shark with 6. And in 9th, we got Bo with 5, and Shamu is not on the board. So with that, we are going to go ahead and we are going to kick it on over to our topic. Make sure you check out more Poke Quiz next week. But again, we're going to go over to our topic. Welcome to our topic. Our topic today is going to be Pokemon that should, or animals that should be Pokemon. I complain about this all the time, and so Seth decided that this was a great topic. About how I just okay. So my number one qualm, we'll get into it, and I have things that are like fun ideas that are typically just like fossils because I think fossil Pokemon are a fun concept. But
I'm on my favorite.
I really am. I don't know. I dislike that every Pokemon has to just be based on something. You know what I mean? And so this is just me standing on my soapbox before this starts and being like, I want more Pokemon like Breloom, where we took 3 ideas and shoved them together. Right?
That's fair.
So
we get a Pokemon.
What, kangaroo, raptor, mushroom? You want more like just 3 concepts stuck into one thing?
Yeah. Tell me Breloom doesn't look good. You can't.
You're right.
Breloom's a good Pokemon.
I was watching a YouTube video from some of my favorite YouTubers out there, Drawfee. Hi guys, if you're listening, you're not, but
they're
you know,
not.
I can dream.
Just tweet this at them, Seth. Just tweet this at them.
Yeah. This episode, I mentioned you guys. Please love me.
I mentioned you. But yeah, no, look. Breloom's a mushroom head raptor kangaroo.
Yeah.
And we need more of that. We need more of this.
they had a challenge where they designed a new Pokemon or whatever, and they designed a Pokemon around like the concept of time.
Yes.
And not Dialga, but just like time passing, not controlling it, just like it is. And it was the funniest episode I've seen in a long time.
I do just miss Pokemon being Pokemon, though. You know, like you know, like okay, sure, a lot of them are just like we took this Pokemon and made we took a horse and put fire on it.
Most of them are like that.
But like I really like, I don't know, the things that are very unique. Like I kind of like I like Rhydon because it's just monster, right? Like it's just kaiju monster. Same with like Tyranitar. It's just kaiju monster.
Rhydon, I could see we took the concept of a rock and slapped it on a rhino. But I get you. I hear you.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm at. But either way,
we're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that. I'm gonna open with one of my ideas. And that's the dodo bird. I want.
Okay.
I want it because it's a recently extinct bird.
Right.
Yeah, like the last couple hundred years or something.
Like the last couple hundred years. Like I imagine the way this works mechanically in the game is like, instead of you finding like a rock that's a fossil, like, you know how we found like the silver wing and the rainbow wing in like gold and silver? You just find like a feather, right?
Not even fossilized, just
just a feather. And
it hasn't been long enough.
It hasn't been long enough to exactly. It hasn't been long enough for it to fossilize.
Or maybe you find it in like in an icicle, like in a iceberg, frozen.
That's too much. That's too on the nose. I want you to like be in a field and you accidentally find this feather, and you take it. You're talking to like the fossil reviver people or something, and they're just like, "Oh, can I see that feather?" And they're like, "Wow, that's a long extinct. This is the feather from a long extinct Pokemon." And they revive you this dodo bird, which for some reason is an electric type.
Flying.
I don't know what type it is. No, it's not flying. It's a flightless bird.
Okay.
It could be electric ground for all I care. I just think it would be like some weird type. I like the concept. Like I think Sword and Shield, of the things it did well, was the fossil idea where you like mixed and matched. And it also gave us not rock type fossil Pokemon, which is also very fun.
I do like it.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
and I do. I want the idea of. Yeah, I want the idea of like not rock type fossil Pokemon.
Right.
And I think this is a different way to do that, is by taking a Pokemon that's more recently extinct.
Yeah.
And just putting it in.
And being like the excuse is that the fossil agency or whatever is branching out to like this Pokemon was only recently extinct in the wild. Like kind of like a Lapras situation almost.
Yeah, and you could even do like a I don't know. You could do something that's very, very similar to like how we're trying to like reintroduce old species back, right? You could do something like that, right?
The more I think about it, it does match with Mamoswine and the Sabertooth mythical or legendary that I forgot its name.
Qianpao.
Qianpao, thank you.
Qianpao's a little bit different.
It reminds me of those two. So, and they're like ice. So I thought maybe if we're doing it, it would be in ice, because they're like ice age Pokemon instead of prehistoric Pokemon.
That's kind of
I'm okay with that. Electric ice, just give us another electric ice type.
That's
I'm into it.
True.
Right.
I'm into that. Electric ice.
That kind of makes sense. And
a not sad.
And if you have to have the animation jump. Because that's the thing that people, I don't know if it's fake news from 200 years ago, but I know that people said, or the history book says that it is the dodo bird used to like walk and then hop.
Yeah.
So I want that animation.
It had forgotten that it couldn't fly, is I think what happened. What was the reason? I think they call him a dodo bird, and the reason that the dodo is synonymous with something unintelligent is because the birds had no predators on the islands they were found on, and so the sailors that got there went after them and started harvesting them, and the birds did not know to run from big creature because they did not have an ounce of self-preservation in their body because they had no predators.
Yeah,
so that's where dodo like came from as far as a term. I think
I don't want us to keep going because it's been like 7 minutes on my dodo bird. So let's move on to one of yours. I want to hear what you guys got. What do you got? Who wants to go first?
No, I'm gonna go. Sure, I'm gonna go with one of the most aggressive, dangerous animals on Earth.
Yes, I know. I agree with you exactly.
See it, and that's the Canadian goose.
Yeah, look at that. Yeah, it's terrifying.
If I'm gonna need a Canadian goose as a Pokemon, I need it to be what Paris was in Legends Arceus.
Ooh.
Yes. Needs to be like it must see you a mile away and attack.
Eyes red.
Ice red completely. Boss
These
music
things,
and everything. You're right.
Geese are my least favorite animal of all time.
It has to be like dark flying or fighting flying.
I was gonna say fighting. It has to be like fighting, or don't even make it. Don't even like. I like when they take birds and they don't make them flying types, right? Like no, I really do. Like a dark fighting goose would be awesome. Okay,
that's hilarious.
And then have it like a signature move be like unprovoked attack. And when you attack it, it makes the opponent switch Pokemon. It does damage and then switches the opponent.
Or its ability, or it has like its own ability where it's like its first move is a fake out, where its first move just has like priority for no reason.
Y'all have a lot more experience with these creatures than I do, I think.
These things are mean.
Dude, no, these things are mean. They will bite you. No, so it's like where I work. A lot of the geese like to nest, and so around my building at work, we actually have to put up fake coyotes to scare them from like nesting too close to the building because part of the training for where I work, I kid you not, part of the training when you get onboarded is they give you a 5-minute rundown about the goose situation. Because somebody got like more than one person, not just somebody, but more than one person has been chased by the geese up to the door and they haven't been able to unlock the door fast enough with their key card. And they've been attacked by geese right at the door.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, no, geese
are mean.
They are so aggressive.
They wake up and say, "I wish a human would."
Yeah,
and then
they are aggressive when they're around their nest. My first experience was I was riding along a bike path on a river, and I accidentally rode by a goose nest. I didn't know. I'm just on the bike path, and these geese come at me, chasing me as fast as I'm riding my bike. And then like they start flying a little bit and they start nipping at my heels while I'm on my bike. It was insane.
Too. They're scary because
they bite.
Start flopping their wings and it's like, whoa, that wingspan.
Yeah, and they bite. Yeah, no, geese are terrifying. They should be a Pokemon. They need like their own signature
Pokemon
move.
Of them all.
They need their own. They learn bite and crunch. Okay, absolutely.
Yep.
This Pokemon will learn bite and crunch. It is, geese are terrible. Wow. Yeah.
What about you, Seth?
Okay. I'm going to nominate a Pokemon animal that many would argue already has a Pokemon.
Okay.
But I don't think the Pokemon that they claim is based on this animal is really based on this animal enough, honestly. Okay. I am talking about the blue sea dragon. Have y'all seen those things?
Wait, which one's wait? Oh, I do see it. I do see it because you sent me the link.
I did.
Wait, which Pokemon is based on this?
It's argued that the Gumi line is based on this Pokemon.
No,
not at all.
No,
not at all.
No.
I guess it's just like because it's a slug and a dragon. I guess.
This is way prettier than Gumi, though. Like
it's way prettier and way meaner.
At all.
Gumi's just like a gooey little boy. This is like, hey, look at me, I'm beautiful.
It's beautiful. It looks so cool. It's itty bitty, like it's maybe a centimeter or two long. And
I think this is a Pokemon. The animal itself is a Pokemon.
Right? Yeah. Especially when you learn about what it can do. Like, do you have any idea? Take a guess at what the primary food source for this animal is.
Algae.
The Portuguese man of war.
What?
What?
It floats on the water. This thing floats. It can't move.
Okay.
That's a Pokédex entry right there.
I know, right?
it goes after tentacle.
Wait, it needs to be like water electric or something.
Here's the thing,
or like dark electric, and it zaps Indian elephants. It's fine.
Oh, just wait till you hear what it does with the food that it doesn't eat.
Okay.
This thing is part of the I forget how to pronounce, like nudibranch order, siphonophore order, and what it does, it eats the Portuguese man-o-war.
Okay.
Oh, it eats other siphonophores, and you know how the Portuguese man-o-war has special cells that are its stingers that kind of explode out and shoot basically a spear into you, and that's what injects the venom microscopically. This thing somehow can ingest the man-o-war, preserve those cells, transfer them to their fingertips inside of its body, and becomes the same type of venomous as a Portuguese man-o-war. It can kill you if you pick it up, because it ate and uses Portuguese man-o-war venom cells.
Fascinating. So it learns pin missile.
It learns pin missile. It has poison point, like 100%, because it, like, if it's hit by a poison move, it might poison you back. Some weird ability like that.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Reflect.
Well, no, wait. If it gets poison, it poisons you back. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe, like,
that's just synchronized. That's the ability. Synchronized.
No, I mean, like, gets hit by a poison move, it can poison something else or something.
Oh, it's like a weird version of poison point.
Make it like if it gets poisoned, it doesn't get damage. And
this ability grants
type to poison, so it's a good switch in for someone trying to poison someone.
Think of it as flash fire for poison.
Right.
I like that. I like flash fire for poison. That's a good one. Yeah,
that's a really good one. I like it.
This thing's such a cool animal. Like, this straight up is a Pokemon in the real world.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it is though. It is though.
And Gumi and Gudra do not do it justice.
They aren't this. They aren't this. That's whoever said that's wrong. Whoever said that's wrong. I think.
Yeah.
All right.
Dragon. Gumi.
Okay, I'm gonna do. I think we can all fit like one more in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna go back on the fossil train.
Okay.
And
we both have our lane. We all have our lanes that we're.
Yeah, this is my lane. My lane right now is fossils, because I just think there's a lot of fossil Pokemon that just haven't been picked up. I like Dodo. I like the idea of something new like that, but I'm just gonna go back and be like, okay, here's like a cool dinosaur, and the answer is Stegosaurus. The answer is Stegosaurus.
Yes.
Stegosauruses are some of the coolest dinosaurs, and
we don't have a Stegosaurus.
We don't have one, and I don't know how. We got a Tyrannosaurus, a Bronchiosaurus. We've got what else do we have? We've got,
Triceratops. That is not a Triceratops. I forgot the name of it though.
We've only got 4 dinosaurs now that I think about it. How do we not have more dinosaurs? This is frustrating.
We need
What's
more.
the creature name for the Rampardos? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. But it's very frustrating that we only have 4.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's happened. Pokemon, get together.
Fossils are cool, y'all.
Yeah, I don't know what type you make a Stegosaurus, because Stegosauruses are just cool, but...
I think it should be grass rock, maybe.
Ooh, grass. I like grass a lot, actually. Grass rock I could get behind.
And have the scales be just like leaves.
Okay. Yes. Okay, I'm here. I am here for this. Yes.
And he could do Racer Leaf with them, and he auto regenerates them.
Okay.
I am in fact here for that, because I like that idea.
Give it like solar power, where the Stegosaurus spines are almost like solar panels.
Well, no, you just make them giant leaves, right? And that's how it photosynthesizes. And you make its body a little. You make the body a little bit rockier. And I like rock grass because all we have is Cradily for that, right? And I guess technically Ogerpon.
Right.
But I like the idea of giving it to another Pokemon. Give us another 2-stage fossil. I think it would also be really. I think something that we haven't done yet is a 3-stage fossil, which would be really cool. But that's not has nothing to do with civilization.
Suddenly starters.
No, I just think it would be really cool. Like we get something that maybe it's a one-off fossil or something, kind of like Aerodactyl, where it's just like, oh, this it's I don't know. You have to have for it to be a 3-stage fossil, you need the end game to be really cool. But I don't know what that is. But I do think that Stegosaurus we could do. Little baby Stegosaurus, big Stegosaurus. I don't know. Like, that's most fossils. Smaller version, bigger version, right?
Big version, yep.
Look at Tyrunt and Tyrantrum. Small T-Rex, big T-Rex.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's all I want. I like the grass idea. Making the spines leaves. That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. And we haven't had a grass fossil before either, which is also very interesting.
Well, the lily.
Other than Lily, yeah. I literally just said Cradilly, yeah.
Yeah, Cradilly.
Yeah, never mind. Take back everything I said. Thatch is not knowledgeable and shouldn't host a Pokemon podcast.
It happens. I thought we didn't have a tardigrass, and I was just informed that that's right.
Yeah, I know.
And I'm like, why?
Yeah, that's fine. Jushiro, what do you have? What do you have? I want to transition away from the Stegosaurus.
Yeah, we mostly talked about either giant, powerful Pokemon or very aggressive Pokemon that can, attack or poison. I want to scale it back and go to a very chill version. Let's go. Okay. It's pretty much incredible that we still don't have a capybara Pokemon.
Capybara
is chill. He's water normal, probably. Like Bidoof.
He's just hanging out with Bibarel. Yeah.
He has Oblivious as a Pokemon ability. Because he doesn't care about life.
I do like the idea that he's like a more Morpeko, and like it switches to like something else. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could be. The thing is, make him water, but then make him have like thick skin, maybe also as an ability, as an optional ability.
New Route 1 rodent.
Maybe.
Why not?
Wikipedia does have the really good picture of like a bird sitting on its head. It would be really cool if there's a bird Pokemon in the same gen that
the
like
goose.
had it.
Oh my
that
god!
had, no, it's not the goose.
Its territory.
No, the goose has its own thing. We need like a little finch that goes with it, or you could even be like, Pidgey likes to ride on its head, or something similar like that. You know what I mean?
Like we have Pokemon that have like other Pokemons on them, and like Mantine and something like that. Like have a small little Pokemon on top of his head. And depending on the Pokemon that it has on the top of his head, it's whatever attack or ability it has.
It's Cramorant, but headdress.
Right. And make it like the fairy Pokemon, right? Because he likes people. And
he could be like Water Fairy because he just doesn't care.
Ooh,
yeah,
I'm into it. We need more physical fairy types anyway. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be good. Like a physical water fairy type.
Capybaras are adorable. They're great animals, and they should have a Pokemon.
Into it. All right, Seth. What's another one you got?
Okay, I have for us another creature that exists on this planet that is already a Pokemon.
Okay.
Oh.
We are going back to the phylum of mollusk creatures. And we are going from the top of the ocean to the very bottom of the ocean. What I would like to paint a picture for you is a snail. A snail that lives near hydrothermal vents, which is where we get some of our weirder creatures.
How would it survive on land?
It wouldn't easily.
Yeah.
But this is the Pokemon world where water types fly.
Goldeen shouldn't exist outside of water.
Yeah.
Goldeen shouldn't exist. Like you went too far.
Goldeen shouldn't exist.
Basculin.
Talk about filler fish Pokemon. So we're on the bottom of the ocean floor next to a hydrothermal vent. There's a snail that's just trying to make its way downtown. It's eating a lot of the minerals that are just spewing out from these hydrothermal vents, and it thinks, gosh, there's a lot of iron sulfide in this water. I wish there was something I could do with it. Maybe I'll just wear it as armor.
Yeah, I think a steel water type is a really good one because is that still just locked to Empoleon? That typing?
Yeah,
that is true.
Well, I feel like there's one other thing. I can't think of it. It might just be Empoleon.
I think it might just be Empoleon.
This is the scaly foot gastropod, also sometimes called the sea pangolin or the volcano snail. It is the only creature that we know of today to utilize iron in its iron sulfide in its body to make armor. It makes these little scales on the bottom, which is why it's called the scaly foot thing, and it kind of looks like a pangolin. It looks like a little bit of a sand shrew.
So
those are iron.
Hear me out just a little bit. Because it's the volcano snail. I feel like this is like a very interesting thing you could do with Pokemon, because like we don't need to find it in its actual habitat, right? But I kind of like the idea of taking this. We can keep the same design, right? Of the mollusk, right? And the thing. But what we do is instead of going, oh hey, this is a water steel because we're just like very level 1 in Pokemon design. I would like to throw out the idea of it being a fire steel type.
Like, I would like to throw out the idea of it being a regional of Magcargo.
It could be. It could be. I think that could be interesting. I think fire steel is. I mean, we could do both, right? Like, why not both?
Yeah.
Right.
But
fire steel with some kind of water reducing ability, maybe water compaction.
Yeah, water compaction.
Or in terms of ability, it could have that if it gets hit by rock or steel, it's like armor break, but the reverse. It gains more armor.
Fair.
Less speed.
Yeah. So it's like stamina.
Hit by it because it's
like a situational stamina.
To create more armor. The iron to create more armor. So if it gets hit by steel, you can switch him in. If you're gonna get hit by a steel move,
it's like justified almost for dark types.
Yeah. But like, look at this thing. I sent y'all the Wikipedia, so I'm sure that has it pulled up. But like, look at this thing.
Horrible.
Yeah, I know. It's very cool. I'm into it. I'm into this idea, Seth. I like the idea of it being, even if it's not a Magcargo regional, you still just make it like, hey, it hangs out by volcanoes and it picks up the obsidian, and it wears this armor.
This is a real life steel type, y'all. Like, we have this on Earth. This is a steel type animal on Earth.
Yeah,
what are we doing?
It's pretty cool. This is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some time, and I know you have one more, Seth, and I want you to go for it.
So we have the stupidest looking animal I've ever seen in my life. This thing looks like a child's toy. Very honestly, it is the giraffe.
It's like somebody put too many
weevil.
Legos together.
Exactly. It looks like those Connects or whatever in Legos. And someone's like, I think my bug needs to have a really long neck. And then they just slap together. It's the giraffe weevil. If you don't know much about weevils, they look already, just in general, like, I don't know.
Not like the weevil.
Already a Pixar animal.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
They look kind of cute for a bug, if I'm being honest. They look silly. And the giraffe weevil takes that to the maximum, where its neck is 2 to 3 times the length of, like, its
body.
It's got dimorphism, so the females and males are different. But its neck is like 4 times longer than its body portion, and its head is at the tip of that neck, like a little teeny weird giraffe.
It's pretty crazy.
The males apparently use it in fighting.
I don't know. I think you could make it like a. I don't want to say you can make it a Heracross form per se, but you could.
Heracross with.
I mean, well, we have a bunch of like beetles, right? Like we've got Pinsir, we've got Heracross.
Yeah.
I think you just do. I mean, we technically have like Relor, but I don't know if that's really a beetle. But I think it'd be really cool. Just like you can make this just like a bug. I mean, we've done a lot of bug types. Bug types have gotten good in the past like decade. Like really
funny
fun.
how that works when most creatures are bugs.
Right.
And most of those bugs are beetles.
Beetleborgs. Big bad Beetleborgs.
Yeah.
Nobody except for 90s kids gets that reference.
Yeah.
The giraffe weevil would be a hilarious Pokemon that would not be good. It would be a funny Route 1 bug that just looks absolutely ridiculous. Imagine the Alolan Executor memes, but a bug.
Yes. I think, oh man, what if we just did that? Oh my gosh.
What if we just did that?
Alolan Heracross. Boom.
Imagine a Pokemon whose body, like it's the beetle's body.
Dragon.
Is like
this is our dragon bug right here.
Our dragon bug. That's it.
This is our dragon bug. It's our dragon bug is the giraffe-necked weevil.
I'm imagining something that confuses people with like when they look at the height of this Pokemon, like Dunsparce did forever.
Where
everyone's like, it's 6 feet tall, it's huge. No, it's 6 feet long. But I'm imagining
I like the idea of it being a dragon. I like the idea.
Like
this is our bug dragon.
Diameter. A foot in diameter body and 5 feet of neck.
Could you imagine? That it breathes fire because
it looks eye to eye with you when it evolves and goes, "Hello, trainer. I'm ready to take on the Elite Four."
It's a 3-stage line, and the neck just gets longer each evolution.
It speaks perfect English. So that's my last one. To be ridiculous.
I'm a fan of this. I would love to know. I can't wait for the mailbag actually this week. What Pokemon you think should be, or what animal you think should be a Pokemon that isn't already? Please let us know at puclpodcast@gmail.com. This has been a fun discussion. We're going to go ahead and we're going to kick it on over to our next segment. It's going to be it's slightly different than it's been before. Instead of Puckle's poke of the episode, it's Puckle's pokey opinion. So you know what, guys? Thanks for listening. We're going to kick it on over to the next segment. We will catch you on the flip-flop. Welcome to our pokey opinion. This is where we're going to go ahead and ask a question of myself and the co-host, and we're going to come up with a topic for it, or an answer. So today our pokey opinion is, which Pokemon do you think would be the best around the kitchen?
Fascinating.
Ooh,
best around the kitchen.
Best around the kitchen. I'm gonna say like this is like a very like basic answer for that.
Okay.
But Bisharp. Just because like
that makes sense.
It's got knives for arms, right? So you just go.
Okay.
It helps slice. It helps dice. It does everything. It's my mandolin slicer, but in the
it's your mandolin slicer.
Yeah. I mean, it does all those things for me. And it stands at counter height already, so we're good to go.
It stands at counter height. How tall is Bisharp? I gotta look it
Bisharp, that's a good question. Let's find out.
It is 5'3", the same height as Gardevoir.
That is. Stop! Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Don't put that into this world, Seth. Don't put that into this world.
That will be very dangerous.
It's me, the devil.
But I think Bisharp would be very good at helping me prep my meals.
Please don't do a Bisharp plushie, 5 feet full plushie.
Bisharp would help prep my meals, and that is all I need. That's all I need.
That's fair.
I'm a fan. I think it's a good one.
I think it is. My pokey opinion on this one would be a Rotom. I mean, why do I have to manually operate everything when I can just have my Rotom jump from the blender to the toaster to the oven to the fridge?
I'm gonna push back on that one a little bit.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Only because I feel like there has to be like some limitation on the devices that Rotom can enter. Right.
Interesting.
Like
they have to be electric.
That is true. But I believe, and I'm gonna use this like this is like Thatch lore. This has nothing to do with the Pokemon universe. Well, a little bit. Like whenever we get like the items to transform Rotom in the games, they're always very specific color stuff, and so I kind of believe that like Rotom it was a problem like in the past. Like I imagine like 1950s Pokemon world, Rotom was a problem because it was inhabiting very certain appliances from that time.
It was haunting,
It was haunting those specifically, and it doesn't want to do like newer stuff that often. Like they had like the Rotom phones had to be designed to accept a Rotom, right? Like that's my imagination. Like Rotom couldn't just jump into like my iPhone. I have to get a Rotom phone.
Right.
And so I mean, you can go deck yourself out with like you could deck yourself out with like Rotom appliances, but like I think it would make more sense. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like you're giving Rotom too much power, Jushiro.
Let me throw this justification in though. Say you like we have so many devices nowadays that already do that. They have, works with Google Home, works with this, that, the other, works with Rotom.
Everything you're saying is, okay, that's fair. I like that. I do like that.
In universe, it's just Google Home.
Yeah.
Hey, Rotom, cook this thing at 300 for 5 minutes, and then crank down to 200 for the remaining 30.
Yeah.
Rotom jumps in the oven. Done.
Man, that's an interesting thought. Not to mention, it would be pretty good in as a washing machine if you needed the battle. So
yeah.
And
Rotom,
it can instant charge. It can instant charge and let you draw 3 cards from your deck.
Yeah. And then it ends your cooking, but
It ends your cooking once you draw those 3 cards, but
yeah, exactly. Okay. So I've got one. This is what I could think of because I was looking for something with multiple appendages because I like your idea, Thatch, so I wanted to expand on it because someone needs to be in the room for, you cut the things, you need to put them somewhere. You need to do something with them.
Okay.
I nominate Ambipom.
Ambipom. Oh. Okay. That's a choice. I do like that none of us went with any of the chef Pokemon specifically, by the way.
I wanted to do something weird. I wanted to do something not obvious.
Right, that would have been the obvious.
I don't want to know that
any of the food Pokemon.
Looking at Ambipom, I want to make it clear that I don't want to know that it prepared my food. I'm not comfortable with that.
I will say that its dex entries support this theory by saying that it's more adept with its tail hands than it is with its regular hands. So
okay.
It shucks nuts with its 2 tails, it says.
Yeah.
Like it's very adept with using them as secondary hands. So
interesting.
2 arms? How about 4?
How about 4? Yeah.
How about 4? You need to get a little stool. He's only 3 feet tall, so he needs to reach the counter.
He does need a stool. He's not going to be able to reach. He's not going to be able to
do 4 things at once.
Yeah. And he can't ratatouille you. So.
Okay, looking at the official art though, does he actually have hands? Like it just looks like purple stubs.
They're just arms, but that's as hand-like as a lot of Pokemon hands are.
That's fair.
Pikachu, for instance.
Gen 4,
no, it has little fingers.
Gen 4 evolutions just scare me, okay? It's fine.
a little bit.
Like, I don't know. It looks too people to me. And
it looks too human.
It's like a
chimpanzee.
It scares me. I don't know.
I hate how like Apom's
it's gonna judge my food choices.
Looks like a face. Ambipom's face looks like a mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
I never realized it until now.
It's just like a very Gen 4 thing where I feel like they made very awkward designs.
Yeah.
And I don't really understand it. Like, I mean, Electivire is really
just
cool.
Hot dogs.
Yeah, that doesn't make me feel better either.
But it's very good with those hot dogs.
Are they like moist? Are they?
Don't ask questions. Is your food good?
That's what I'm scared of, Seth. You're gonna like I come over to Seth's house and we're gonna have dinner, but he's like, "Don't worry, my Ambipom's helping." And I'm like, I don't feel good about that, Seth. And then I get the food, but it's supposed to be like, maybe like a steak or a nice piece of chicken or something. And I go, Seth, why is this wet? And you're just like, don't worry about it. Don't worry. It's fine.
Compliments to the chef. Ambipom swings out the door.
Yeah. Don't worry about it, Thatch. I just worry about its dexterity, right?
This peanut butter and jelly sandwich seems damp.
Apparently, it must be pretty okay if it's got pick up,
Yeah. Yeah, it can rob you.
When I come over for dinner, it's gonna rob me after it prepares the meal, huh? That's what's happening.
It'll pick up food on the way.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's very scary.
That's a good one. That was fun. That was really fun.
Yeah, that was very scary. But yeah, of course you can always reply to this also in the mailbag if you want.
Tell
next
us
week.
Who was right.
What Pokemon?
I hope you like your damn steak.
But yeah, all right. Well, we've got one more segment, and that's our mailbag. So we're gonna kick it on over to the mailbag. Welcome to our mailbag. This is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we might read your email on the show. As always, this segment is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Toros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
And we'll give the Green Toros badge to anybody we deem worthy. Woo! By that we mean starts conversation. Last week we did ask you guys what your top 5 and bottom 5 Unova Pokemon were, and boy, did you guys have opinions about that. And that doesn't even include like YouTube and everywhere. So unfortunately, we're not going to get to all those because we're going to prioritize some of these emails. We're going to do 4 today because I realize it's unfair that every time we do these, I always read Tamal's email. And I'm giving him his own special quarter now. Wow. So our first email is tonight or today. It's tonight for us, but it's whatever time it is for you listening.
You might listen to it at night. Who knows?
You might listen at night. You might listen in the day. Who knows? So our email is going to come to you from Thomas O'Brien, and I believe you've got this one, Jushiro.
Yep, he states, "What's shaking, my puckle people? Having never completed a playthrough of Gen 5, I've never had any strong attachment to any of the Unova Pokemon. As such, most of my picks for the top and bottom are based purely as if I like their designs and or shiny forms. So
probably the best way to do it.
Yeah.
At this point, yeah. The top 5 are Gigalith. It has probably one of the best shiny forms in the game. I might consider shiny hunting one day just to get this one. It's blue, right? That's
yes,
difference.
It's a very good. It's a very good one. Gigalith.
It looks crystal-y, I think.
Then we have Excadrill. In my novice attempt to team build for the Indigo Disc, Excadrill was the mainstay. I paired it next to the Heat Rotom and was able to spam Earthquake and Discharge most of the time.
Nice.
Yes.
Then we have Cofagrigus. Its arms usually make me think of the Cloney vectors from Elfen Lied. I have no idea what those words mean.
Neither do I.
There we go. Oh, my all-time favorite anime series. That sounds fun.
Fair enough.
Then we have Genesect or Genesect. However do you want to pronounce that?
I don't know.
Genesect. As far as mythicals go, this one's the coolest looking ones. I agree. I feel like we need more Genesect content in the games. Anyway, Amongoose. Its staying power Amongoose has in VGC is pretty impressive and deserves recognition here. Despite constant power creeps, whenever Amongoose is available, it has usage on the VGC.
You just call it Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us. As a minor tangent, I've never fully understood why people hate on Incineroar so much. Oh, it's a competitive thing, brother. It's a competitive thing. But don't say
it's for so many reasons.
It's because he's too good, and people hate on Pokemon that are way too good.
It's when a Pokemon like hits over 50% usage, maybe even like 33% usage.
Right. So it's nothing really to do with his,
because you see it all the time.
I don't think it's anything to do with his design or anything. It's just because he's so good.
Yeah, you can complain about a Pokemon being like very used. I mean, this is the problem with like Landorus up until Gen 8.
Right. Until it became bad.
I think they got rid of hidden power. That's what happened, honestly. And but I think the big thing here that's very interesting with Incineroar is just that it's because you see it all the time. But back in Gen 6. That's not a bingo card thing, but we
did it. Close enough.
Back in Gen 6, like it was a huge issue when you like most teams were the same 5 Pokemon. So whatever we have now is better.
Right.
Nah, for me it's just that it goes from cute cat to straight up DreamWorks character.
I'm upset.
I'm a wrestling fan. The fact that they come up with a heel Pokemon was enough for me. The concept alone made Incineroar everything for me.
That's fine for you. I think I still stand by this. It's a little bit better now, but not much. I really dislike when starter Pokemon just become friends you can high five. I do. Like that. That's the entirety of the Gen 8 starter roster. Is like They made them so you could have that scene at the end of the game where you walk to this with your starter to the final battle and you like look at each other and you're like having a moment.
Incineroar goes up to the restaurant counter and says, "Hey, my trainer asked for no ketchup."
No, that was Gen 7. That was Gen 7. In Gen 7, they actually have a little cutscene where before you go to Victory Road, your starter pops out and you have a moment with them. I mean, Primarina's a little awkward, but it's not that bad. But I mean, the same thing happened in Gen 9 too. In Gen 9, you can high five all your starters. Gen 6, you can high five all your starters. I just want to get to I want a starter that's like Torterra or Venusaur. Like I want one of those again. Like that is a monster and it's not just like a humanoid Pokemon. But
I want a Sonic the Hedgehog OC. Don't steal.
This is just Thatch complaining again. I want Breloom. I want monsters.
In my day, in Pokemon, we're on all fours.
I want Pokemon that are monsters again. That's what I want.
Bring back quadrupeds.
I never fully understood why people hate on Incineroar so much, but don't say anything about Among Us. I would argue it's equally as menacing as Incineroar, just in a different way.
I agree.
Now, then he has the bottom 5, and they start with Stunfisk. I'm pretty sure I tried to make it work in a playthrough or something one time because of its ground electric typing, but it's just terrible. Also, it looks dumb. Garbodor? Oh, come on, not Garbodor. I remember people harping on Pokemon for running out of ideas by designing a little trash Pokemon. Others would counter by pointing out Pokemon like Muk and Voltorb just being a blob and a Pokeball respectively. Yeah, I would argue that it's still little trash Pokemon and they're starting to be in the bottom spot. No, sir, you're a trash Pokemon and you deserve to be in the bottom spot.
My God.
Do not attack my Garbodor.
Oh my gosh.
Garbodor is great, and I will defend him to the grave.
Wow.
Great Pokemon.
Okay.
All right.
Musharna. Musharna. I've always grossed me out a little.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, it is kind of gross. I hate the 3D animation that has just had that solid smoke.
The solid smoke, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's just so weird. I wish it was just smoke, but it's not. It's like a slime or something. Yeah. It's weird. Anyway, continuing. Watchdog, its crazy eyes are a little too much for me. You can include Potrat here as well. I agree. It does have crazy eyes. Archeops. Oh, here. See, now we're clashing again. Archeops. I get it. It's the whole thing is that it can't fly well. I still think it looks weird flapping its wings like a madman.
I also like it because it supported my favorite Pokemon in the TCG, Lugia. I mostly said that to upset Seth.
I can't wait for Atlanta Regionals because rotation is that day.
I will miss the deck. The deck is a fun deck.
That's all for me. I hope you'll have a great week.
Thomas O'Brien, thank you for that. All right, our next email is going to come to you from
Thomas 2, right?
Thomas number 2.
Thomas
Electric
number 2. I've got that one. Hey, Puckle Peeps, I've been listening to your podcast for roughly 5 years now without really wanting to ever send an email. Well, welcome to the email sending people. It's great to have you.
Now we know you listen because we know you exist.
Yeah. But this topic is really near to my heart. I grew up on Pokemon and played Gen 1 and 2 religiously. Then I hit my teens with Gen 3 and stopped playing because it was kids stuff now. Fast forward to 2011 and I hear there's this new generation out. I became curious and decided to look at all the new ones. I instantly fell in love with almost half of this generation and had to start playing again. I became a fan again, had a brand new favorite Pokemon that is still my #1 favorite of all time. So I do have a lot of opinions about this gen and I want to share them with you. So let's start at the bottom and work our way up.
Oh man, we're
bottom
gonna go.
5.
Okay, yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, this will be great.
Good setup, yeah.
Number 5, Jellicent, the king and queen of ugly design. Frillish had a potential, and they squandered it.
Pringles can is great.
I love
Number 4, Watchog. A bland design made dumber because of its highlights. At least Pat Rat is cute.
I agree.
Debatable.
I think they're terrifying. Number 3. Conkelder. What a disappointing end to an okay line. Jeez, that nose ruins what little it had going for it.
Actually, though, maybe. I can agree with that.
It's just those that are like, Machamp, Alakazam, but Gen 5 version are just kind of dull in general.
It really just drives home, hey, did you forget that this Pokemon's based on a clown? And it's just kind of creepy. Hey, I do humor on the side. Like,
I agree. I agree.
I would be really funny, but the snowflakes nowadays, they just don't get the joke.
Gives that vibe. What is it?
Oh my god. Oh my
What's
god.
the snowflake Pokemon?
Cryogonal.
Number 2.
Cryogonal.
Cryogonal. These cryogonals now. Number 2. Throw. A super boring design made worse by the fact that it is next to Sock. Ernie never had it so rough. Number 1. The Gothitelle line. It's disturbing. It's freaky. And made me question if some of the designers at Game Freak needed to talk to Chris Hansen.
Me the other way around.
I'm okay with it.
Disillusioned with that line. I feel it's boring for what it should be.
Yeah. On to the good part, though. Number 5. Top 5, rather. Yeah. All the dragon Pokemon. This is all.
You can only put one. You can't. This is more than 5.
He goes into more. All the dragon Pokemon, they are all awesome and were instantly new favorites. Druddigon is at the bottom of this only because it doesn't have a pre-evolution. So we're gonna say that line is Druddigon because that's the only Pokemon you named. Yep. Sorry.
It says it's his least favorite of them all too.
Well, they should have named the favorite.
No Hydro.
Number 4. Whoa. Number 4. Ducklet line.
This is a hot take.
It's a simple and elegant design and earned a spot in my heart instantly. Helped by the fact that the ugly swan was one of my favorite stories as a toddler. Okay.
I think Ducklet is a cooler Pokemon than Swanna.
Right. I was gonna say, yeah.
I like the ugly duckling tie.
I do, yeah.
I'll give it that. All right, number 3, Crocodile. As a Floridian, I love me some 100%. Crocodilia animals. And
heck yeah, that was by far one of my favorite Pokemon of Gen 5, especially because of its name.
I know, right?
God, I love his name.
Crocodile about that last week too.
Yeah, one of those amazing names in Pokemon. Go ahead.
Yeah.
He goes on though. It was an instant banger. It having cool shades in the anime was a bonus. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Number 2, Sawsbuck. The idea is amazing, and each design captures perfectly the idea of seasons. A true king of the forest if there ever was one. But I tell you what it doesn't do. This is me, Seth. It doesn't sink into the shadows and whip people and have pride. We learned that.
Right.
Number 1.
Not do that.
Golurk. This Pokemon right here is the reason why I play Pokemon now.
Makes sense.
An 8-foot tall stone mech.
Yeah.
Yep.
It flies because it has rocket feet.
No, it's not rocket feet. It's not rocket feet. It's just that the bottom of it's a rocket. They're like feet get absorbed into it. Yeah, they retract.
A full Celesteelos. That's what happens.
Yeah.
It has powered up punches. This is the thing I wanted as a 7-year-old boy, and I didn't even know. I cannot stress how absolutely gorgeous this thing is. As a fan of Super Sentai Gundam and other mecha media, it speaks to me. It's my favorite Pokemon and is the best in Unova, in my opinion.
Good choice.
It's a good one. Golurk's a very good one.
Thomas, too. Thanks for the email. Thanks for listening for 5 years.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. Our next email is going to come to us from, I guess, John. He didn't give us a name otherwise. All right. I've got this one.
Don't forget to put a name if you don't want us to say
please, please say that. Hello, Puckalonians. This one's not on screen if you're watching on video because I can't scroll past the email and I don't need you guys emailing this guy. Faced with the daunting task of ranking 155 wholly unique little miracles in the world of Unova and determine the top and bottom 5 is a daunting task, so I'm not doing that. Instead, I'm going to establish a ranking on the only logical, purely objective criteria there is. A ranking of Pokemon solely based on their descriptions by the band The Presidents of the United States of America, from which I can only assume was a chart-topping Billboard smash. Can't stop catching them all. Surely the band and the music video director, Chase Jarvis, have come up with witty and unique descriptors of each of these Unova friends, and not just a description of color and size. Now, to take a big sip of water here and begin ranking.
Thatch, can you remind me what he's talking about? The Presidents of the United States of America?
The President of the United States of America are a band. They do like a lot of like theme song work. Like they did Cleveland Rocks for the Drew Carey show.
And they had something with Gen 5, right?
Yeah, so when Gen 5 came out, if you were a Nintendo Power subscriber, you got this little DVD one day. It was near the end of Nintendo Power. And inside was a music video of this song, Can't Stop Catching 'Em All, with the President of the United States. You can find it on YouTube still. It's still up. And it's like the 2011 version of the Poke Rap. It's not a rap. It is these guys going around singing about every Pokemon. They have a small descriptor for each of them. From the Gen 5 Pokemon. It's very wild.
Is that the part that's in the parentheses here?
Yes, is what they say.
Okay, sweet.
So his top 5, Munna, gets inside your dreams. Come on in, flowery pink Freddy Krueger. Braviary is not afraid of you or anything of evolving at level 54. There is no fear in this bird.
I love it.
Victini wins it all for you. When Victini calls in with a surefire Super Bowl 10-way parlay, you better listen then. Pat Rat is looking out for you. A true declaration of a Pokemon friend. Looking out for you. Truly, this show of loyalty will continue into evolution. What's that? Don't listen to Victini? I need to drink more water and think about these long-winded emails, though. Thanks for looking out, Pat Rat. Sawaddle can stitch it up tight. What a handy sounding Pokemon. Also in the music video, this is the Pokemon that is on the front of a giant novelty postcard sent to the band. So bonus points for prop comedy.
That's funny. That's good. Love it.
The bottom 5. Watchhog watches out for stuff. Where did the loyalty go, Pat Rat? I thought we were friends. Now you just watch it out for stuff. Galvantula. Electric Bug. What happened here? It's even sung like they couldn't think of anything to add from checking the Cerebi page.
What the heck? After all the love we gave it last week? What the heck? Yeah.
Pansear burns and burns and burns. Pansear is done dirty by being the third in the verse described as burning. The third thing in the verse. Oh my gosh. Reshiram is enormous and white, and Zekrom is so black and huge. Stuck together and described back to back. Truly the worst of the color/trait. Color/trait combo that is 90% of the song.
Wow.
Haxorus, green and bright. Oh wait, never mind. This is worst. We deserve a bespoke Pokemon novelty song every generation. I agree.
The set and spike.
Agreed. By a different artist every time.
Yes. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. Okay, so now we've got one more because I did promise you 4. This one is going to be from our boy Tamal. He has always sent in emails. They're always fun. So we're going to get to it. This one this week is going to come to you from Tamal. And it says, "Good day, Puckle. It's a new year, a new Puckle, top and bottom 5 episode, and a new excuse for me to spend my time writing deranged emails instead of doing things that actually need doing. I've been listening to Puckle for a few years now, and given how long my work commute is, podcasts are probably the entertainment form I engage with the most. So in a tribute to the joy and or revulsion they bring to millions around the world, here are my top and bottom 5 Unovan Pokemon. But they're hosting their very own podcast.
No.
Let's just assume that there's some sort of Poke translator in place.
There it is. Okay, the set and spike again. Okay.
Number 5 and number 4, Oshawott and Sawsbuck.
Is this top? This is top.
This is top. Nice. Yeah. Oshawott, Clark, and Sawsbuck W. Bryant are hosts of the podcast Stuffle You Should Know, a podcast about science, history, and pop culture, all somehow tangentially related to how cute the Stuffle are. They've released over 2,000 episodes and are consistently ranked in the top 10 shows on Flapple Podcast.
Flapple Podcast?
Number 3, BEM, host an alien conspiracy podcast, but one that's actually interesting because it is an alien and has firsthand knowledge about extraterrestrial Pokemon. The government keeps trying to shut it down, but you can never shut down the truth, man.
Yeah, man. I keep finding new ways.
And it has zero knowledge of humans, so it makes things up. Its conspiracy theories are about the humans and not the aliens.
Yes. Number 2, Meloetta, hosts a music podcast. Has had guest spots from famous bands and artists over the years, including Shell Metallica, Clink 182, the Mien Foo Fighters, and NSYNC, N's short-lived solo career. Their dream is to interview 80s synth pop band Durant.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that got me. That's getting me. Okay.
That got me. Yep.
I think they pronounced it wrong, though. I think it's Shell Metallica.
Number 1, Whimsicott, one of the many co-hosts of the podcast called the Pokemon Unova Champions League. Along with its main host for Alligator, Whimsicott rotates every few weeks or so with the other co-hosts, including a Ladian, a Breloom, and a Clodsire. She and the other hosts work together to make a wonderful, as always, weekly podcast where they talk everything Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game and everything in between. I love that. That's pretty good. I appreciate that. That's pretty meta. I'm here for it. All right, the bottom 5. Number 5, Garbodor, hosts a gaming podcast, but has no idea how to make a podcast engaging or entertaining. Okay. Dead air for seconds at a time, minimal editing, inconsistent release schedule, and even leaves, unfortunately, bodily noises in the episodes. Somehow still gets sponsored by Alola Fresh.
Oh my gosh.
Number 4, Bisharp, host of the Ben by Sharpiro show. Speaks really quickly and pseudo-intellectually in an attempt to overwhelm debate opponents and doesn't like anything deemed woke. Runs a shoddy news network and writes terrible patriotic novels while not podcasting.
It makes sense that Sucker Punch is translated to ambush, but I don't know that Bisharp has the speed stat for this.
This next one is number 3 is Lampant, former host of a true crime podcast where he somehow had insight into cases that no one else had. It turns out that he was causing 99% of murders in order to absorb their souls and just likes to brag about it.
I love that. I love that.
Number 2, Sock, hosts the Socktua podcast. Capitalizing on its 15 minutes of fame when it was interviewed for making a fool of itself, got involved in a crypto scam and promptly disappeared.
Oh, no.
Number 1, Throw, hosts the Throw Rogan Experience podcast, which amplifies the Muga movement, Make Unova Great Again. And even after Muga supporters stormed the Pokemon League, Getz has still managed to get reelected as the Unovan president, partly thanks to this divisive podcast.
Oh my gosh,
I'm dying.
So, Puckle, if Pokemon made podcasts, which ones would you listen to? Also, thank you for putting my favorite Pokemon, Volcarona, into your top 5 ranking. Cheers, mates. Tamal.
Oh my god, I can now understand why you put it in its own
segment, because then no one would win.
I'll be real with you all. I would probably dig up those Lampant episodes if I was having to listen to something, because that sounds
honestly,
cool.
That sounds pretty good. All right. Well, if you would like... Oh, wait. Green Taurus badge. Before I move on. Tamal is... He gets it because he exists. But
that's
like...
just kind of a separate thing.
Yeah. It's its own thing. Oh my gosh, I just scrolled up and I realized there were more emails above the ones I had seen.
There's like a lot of them.
Oh my gosh, I just realized there's about 10 more emails. Oh my gosh.
That's great though.
We need to do something with these. I need to do something with these. Yeah.
They're all great, so great. Too. Like we review them.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think I want to go with John because he did the Presidents of the United States bit, which I think is the best part.
That's fair. So that's fair. Yeah.
I like that. So, John, you get the Green Taurus badge. If you guys would like to email us next week and let us know what animal you think should be a Pokemon. Send that into puclpodcast@gmail.com. Additionally, if you would like to hang out with us throughout the week, the best way to do so is come to our Discord at pucldiscord.com. You can also help us out, or just follow us over on social media at Twitter, Blue Sky, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also go ahead and find us at YouTube at youtube.com/puclpodcast. Please get over there, because if you're not watching the video podcast now because you're not a patron, those will be out there eventually, probably in the next month or so. You could probably catch a video podcast. We're still working out the kinks, and we want to make sure it looks good for everybody else. And then additionally, if you want to help support the show, you can always go over to Patreon at patreon.com/puclpodcast, where we're going to be doing, I think, some kind of glass mug with the logo on it for this month, / beer glass. It's not a beer glass, pint glass. Let's say pint glass. And then
it comes in pints.
And then additionally, you can always use our code PucklePod5 at trollandtoad.com for a 5% discount. I did forget to mention, also, don't forget to check out Twitch at twitch.tv/thepucklepodcast, where I stream every Wednesday, and hopefully more people get on that as well. I'm going to have some cool new things to talk about on the stream this week, so I'm excited to get going on that. We do more than just play games. I usually open it up with about a 20-minute segment that's pretty close to a podcast. So I hope you guys come out and you can make it out. You can always check our schedules over on the Discord or on our social media for our weekly content. But with that, I have been your host, Trainer Thatch.
Some say I've been Jushiro.
And I have been Lord Seth Vilo.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.